entrepreneurs and visionaries. Welcome to another Monday Night Live training, where your journey to business success accelerates. Join us for insights, strategies, and tools to elevate your business while keeping your budget in mind. It's time to transform your passion into profit. Your host, Corey Foster, is about to take the stage. Get ready to be inspired and empowered. The future of your business starts now.
All right, hello. Give me 1 second to make sure that we are live on all the platforms. The platform I currently use to stream to you guys said that Facebook doesn't want to allow us to stream to groups, and I have to get this video to my private community. So give me 1 second to make sure that it made it everywhere that it's supposed to be. So give me one moment, just to make sure that that is looking right. All right, I think we're streaming. Let me just verify. But how are you guys doing today? Happy Monday Night Live. I hope that, there we go. I hope that everyone is doing well. It's the very last Monday of the month. So yay, do a little dance, yay. Oh my goodness. So thank you all for being here. This month we talked about a lot, and today will be no different. We're going to be talking about maximizing our ROI, which is return on investment in digital advertising. And I'm excited to talk about this topic. I know a lot of times I talk about the fact that I try to stay away from teaching about ads because I really feel like people, just like with SEO, they think that if they do this one thing, that they don't have to do anything else. So it's like, no, not true. A lot of people will ask me, can I do ads or, a website or social media? And it's like, it's an and, it's not an or. So I'm going to teach you enough to be dangerous today. But for some of you, it's going to be more beneficial for you to outsource these things, but at least you'll know what to look for, questions to have with the individual helping you run your ads, and you'll know how to maneuver and why and how you can use ads. So that's kind of the goal of tonight. But if you are watching us, especially if you're live, go ahead and tell me hello. Let me know that you're in the house. Hey, hi, Tiffany. Yeah, just enough to be dangerous. Because I had a conversation with an entrepreneur today, and I was like, some things are just out of our zone of genius, and they will really wear us down if we try to master everything. And so it's really important for us, especially as CEOs of our companies, our small businesses, to understand that some things aren't for us to do. They just aren't. They're not for us to do. We need to say, okay, I get it. Let me go ahead and let the expert take care of it. And I really, in my heart, feel like ads is one of those things, because even if you understand ads, you just may not be good at it. It's just one of those things. It's like double dutching. Like, you may be good at jumping rope, like you can hop in, hop out, but you may never be an amazing double dutcher. And I know it's a weird thought, but that's just what popped in my head. So we just have to be honest sometimes, and this is one of those things. All right, we are streaming. Hello. Let's go ahead and get into today's talk. All right, let me grab my notes here. Oh, let me move this. I can't see your comments now that I have everything in a separate place. I can't see all at once, and I'm gonna look over if I need to be able to see your comments as I go through. And I put some good notes down today so I could actually stay focused, because this is quite an in-depth topic. And that's water, by the way. please note it is water. All right. So maximizing ROI. Oh, before I do that, let me introduce myself. Am I tripping? Yes, I am. Hello, those of you who are new. I am Corey Foster. I am a speaker, trainer, certified business coach, specializing in implementation. And I'm also the CEO of iRock Marketable Business Solutions, based out of Virginia, but we service amazing small business owners like yourselves all over the country. A little bit about iRock Marketable Business Solutions. We have two sides. Well, technically, I guess three sides to our business now. We have our VA suite. So if you're looking to scale your business and find some amazing, well-trained VAs, we have that available. We also have a coaching side to our business where we actually teach you and empower you as a small business owner to understand some affordable sales, marketing, and business fundamental strategies. And then we have a marketing suite as well where you can actually go ahead and outsource to experts marketing services, anything from logos, websites, video editing, all the way to full-fledged social media management. So we pride ourselves on kind of being a one-stop shop for small business owners because everything we do, it has affordability in mind. So that's my quick little blurb about what we do here at iRock. Something else that we do is these amazing Monday Night Live talks that we have every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you are someone who is looking to learn and grow as an entrepreneur, then definitely join us here every Monday. We also do of course, allow the replays to stay up. So if you're watching this on a platform, more than likely you can go through this platform and check out past Monday Night Lives. If you don't see some for some reason where you are watching from, you can always check out our YouTube channel or our private Facebook group. We always have our Monday Night Live replays there. All right, so that's a little bit of info for you. So let's get into it because I know I have quite a few notes and I don't want to be here too late today. So when it comes to ads, the first thing we need to know or to think about are platforms. Where are these ads going to go? Now, I don't think you have to be everywhere to be successful. Some people will just be on Facebook and Instagram. Some people will just be in Google. So you can definitely pick and choose. But we're going to go through a few platforms real quick. So you got Facebook and Instagram, which are going to be excellent for targeting advertisement based on demographics, interests, and behaviors. It's going to be really useful for you to use visual content and storytelling to increase the efficiency of your ads. You can also do ads on LinkedIn. This is ideal for professional services, people who are doing B2B marketing and targeting professionals and other businesses. That's a great place to do some LinkedIn really targeted ads. Of course, you have Google ads, which are effective for capturing high intent users through search based ads. If you use Google now, you know you search for things. And if you look at your first couple of results, they usually say sponsored. Those are some ads, and they pop up because you search for something. So you know that if you're using Google ads, that people are more than likely looking for exactly what you are marketing. Now, the next two, I don't actually have clients that are utilizing these, at least not that I know of. But just wanted you to be aware that they exist. You got Pinterest ads, which are great for businesses with visual appeal, such as design services, planning, and educational content. And then you can also do Twitter ads, which are good for short, impactful messages and engaging with trends. So those are just a few platforms that you can run ads on. Something you need to consider before you ever run an ad is also your funding for ads, right? The budget consideration. And this is one of the main reasons why I'm always a little on the fence about teaching about ads because a lot of times, I'm just going to be honest, the people that I work with do not have the funds to effectively run ads. I have people who will say like, "Well, I want to do $25 a month." Don't waste your time. It takes effort, energy to run, monitor, and adjust ads. If you don't have a decent sized budget, it's not going to be a great strategy for you right now. Doesn't mean that it won't be a great strategy for you to use in the future. But if you're ready, if you got a budget to run ads, I want you still to start small. I don't want you to invest thousands and thousands of dollars out of the gate because you haven't tested the ads. You don't know what exactly is going to work. You should have some educated guesses, right? You should have some data before you start, but you may not know exactly what's going to pan out, what's going to connect with your audience. I don't want you to spend too much early on, so start small. And then, of course, as you test, you can then increase your budget. You also need to know your cost per click versus your cost per impression, so your CPC versus your CPM. And you want to choose the billing model based on your campaign goals. And we'll talk more about goals in a little bit. Your CPC is for action oriented campaigns, and your CPM that costs per impression, that is going to be for more like brand awareness. And don't worry if any of this sounds foreign. One, you can Google it, but two, we'll talk more about some of these terms later on in the training tonight. You also need to know what your daily budget is versus your lifetime budget. So, excuse me, still getting over a cough. But you want to set daily limits to control your spending. So that's where people are saying, oh, $5 a day, $10 a day, $25 a day, $100 a day. How much are you spending per day versus lifetime budget? How much are you spending for the entirety of your campaign? So, say for instance, the campaign is for an event that's coming up, then you know what the campaign window is going to be. How much are you willing to spend for the whole marketing budget of that campaign versus how much are you going to allow the system to spend out per day? And it may not spend it all, but you just need to know what the parameter is, because you don't want to spend your whole budget in the first couple of days if it's supposed to last for a month. And then you also don't want to set a really high budget per day and not realize that it equals quite a bit before the end of the campaign. And then one thing that's going to kind of be a reoccurring theme throughout tonight is that you're going to have to monitor these things and you're going to have to adjust them. There's pretty much no marketing or sales strategy that I will ever teach that's like put it out there and you never have to touch it again. Believe me, if that comes up, I will let you know. But it's probably never going to happen because things are always changing. Platforms are changing. Your audience is slightly changing. The market is changing. Your competitors are changing. And so there's always going to be a need to improve, right? Even big companies are doing the same thing. They're not just throwing something out and never touching it again. They're looking at the data that's coming in and they're adjusting in real time. You have to be willing to do that as well. And if you're working with someone, if you outsource your ads, then you need to have that conversation. Hey, if you make this, will you be willing to adjust it? How many times will you be willing to adjust it? How often, depending on the length of the campaign, how often will you be checking back in? Do I have access to check in? What type of information are you going to give me in reports? There's just a lot of things that you need to talk with someone about before you allow them to run ads for you. And that's why I said just enough to be dangerous is what you're learning tonight. Because I'm sure if you have a business that somebody has hit you up and like, hey, I can run ads for you. If not, I don't know why, because I get stuff like that all the time. And it's so important because they might say, yeah, I'll run ads for you. You're like, cool, I don't want to do it. Here's my money. And then they never monitor. They're not willing to make adjustments. And when you get the results, it's trash. And you're like, what is this? Of course, no, and any ad specialist will say they can't guarantee results, but they should have information for other campaigns they've done, hopefully similar to the one that they're going to do for you. And there should be a clear roadmap forward of how you guys will work together, how data will be collected, how it will be shared, how it will be explained, how things will be adjusted. Okay. Now, when it comes to ads, because for some of you, this may be a very new concept. Whenever we do a new concept, I like to give you a framework. So we're going to use the advertise framework. Excuse me, let me get a sip of water, but the advertise framework. So if you're taking notes, it's going to spell advertise. Excuse me, I like to make it simple. So the A, and you probably could have guessed it by now, is audience, right? Understanding your audience, defining your audience. Anytime we do a marketing strategy, we are going to always start with that. Because if you don't know who your audience is, this is gonna be this is gonna be painful. I'm just gonna let you know, you're gonna waste a lot of time and not get the results you want if you're not very, very, very clear on who your audience is. So understanding the demographics, the psychographics, the behavioral traits, to make sure that you're tailoring these ads to your client avatar. And this may be the most specific I've ever asked you to be. This isn't just knowing little things. This is knowing all the things and utilizing that to target your target audience for these ads. You're also going to have to understand a little bit about segmentation. So not just having that one target audience, but then breaking down that audience into smaller segments to make your ad more effective. So demographic segmentation. So you're going to divide your audience by age, by gender, by income, by educational level, by marital status, as you tailor the ad to make sure it resonates with each group. You may run several versions of the same ad And we'll talk again more about this and look at the analytics and make some adjustments based on that, because not everyone in your target audience, no matter how small you get it, will resonate with the same ad. There's geographic segmentation. Please do not do an ad and put the US as your location. Please do not. So target ads based on location of your audience, country, region, city, and even neighborhood if necessary. So you're gonna have to know some data. This is why this is not a first strategy, right? Just you gotta know some data. You have to know where's your audience usually at. You can, if you've been posting and emailing, you should be able to pull that data and see where people are that typically do business with you. Are they in rural areas? Are they in big cities? What have you? One of my mentors talked about the fact that one of his first products was a potato gun. Now, if you think about that, you got to think most people are not going to be in the heart of the city making potato guns. So you got more rural things. So just keep that in mind. Geographic location and segmentation is going to be important. You also have your psychographic segments, which is grouping your audience by their personality traits, their values, their interests, their lifestyle, their behaviors. This is also going to help you create ads that appeal to what motivates people on the inside, not just kind of the surface level things. And again, if you've really been working with your audience and connecting and talking with them, this part won't be so hard. If you have never done any research on your target audience, you may have some, a little bit of a learning curve to overcome before you really understand these things, right? What keeps them up at night? What are their main challenges? What are they looking for from you? This is stuff that you should already know before you spend money on ads. Behavioral segmentation, so segmenting your audience based on their intention, right, with your brand, such as maybe like purchase history, product usage frequency, and response to other marketing efforts you've done. All right. So again, if you look and see, okay, they've been responding to my emails and they've been engaging on social media, then they're more likely to look at an ad for maybe an event that you're having coming up. All right. So next is D, determine your goals. All of these things we've talked about so far happen before you go into the ad platform, right? Because you're ready to go in the ad, but you're not ready yet. So determine your goals, set clear objectives, define what success looks like for you prior to starting the campaign. Are you doing this campaign for lead generation, right? So lead generation campaigns are going to be things that typically go to like your lead magnets. They're going to trade in something for people to give you their name, their email, their phone number. So you have to say, is that the goal of the campaign, to get people to embark on this lead generation journey? It could be a sales conversion. Maybe you have a course. Maybe you have a coaching program. You're ready for people to buy. So if that is the case, then you make a campaign based on sales conversion. And then you'll be looking at the number of sales or the percentage of sales coming directly from that particular ad campaign. And then you could also have something that's just brand awareness. A lot of my clients will start boosting posts versus doing full ads. And that a lot of times is creating more brand awareness and brand engagement. So that too can be a reason for doing some type of paid ad or boosted ad on social media. It can also be to just lead people to your website, do a brand call, something like that. Excuse me. All right, something else to note are your KPIs, so your key performance indicators. Again, all this is before you get started. And these KPIs there are metrics that establish how you will monitor the success of the advertising efforts that you're putting out. Because again, if you don't know where you're trying to go, it's going to be really hard to track and say, well, I spent all this money, was it successful? Because what you deem a success won't be the same as the next person. It shouldn't be the next person. Somebody who's been running tons of ads and has way more money to invest in ads should not be looking for the same result as you, and vice versa. So you need to know what your KPIs are. So things like your CTR, which is your click-through rate, that measures the percentage of people who actually click on your ad after seeing it, indicating the ad is attractive and relevant to your target audience. This is some information that you need to know. Your conversion rate, right? How many people actually do whatever the desired call to action is and actually click on that and spend their money, right? or if it's not for conversion, who actually go into the lead magnet. That's something that you need to know if you plan on running your ad. You need to understand your CPA. That's your cost per acquisition. This calculates the cost acquired for one customer through your ad. And this helps make sure financially that this ad makes sense. If you're looking at the end of a campaign and you're like, oh, I'm excited, I got 10 people to buy my course. That's great. 10 people that you didn't have before, but how much money did you spend to acquire those 10 people? That's your CPA, that cost per acquisition. If it is extremely high and it's not a high ticket item, then we need to go back and figure something out, because it's not making the math is not mathing for you. You also have your ROAS, which is your return on ad spend, and this evaluates the revenue generated for every dollar spent on advertising, showing again the effectiveness of the ad. Now, again, these terms may be like who, what, but these are things you should be able to ask for from your ad specialist to give you in their reports. And again, knowing how often they're going to give them to you, because I don't want to know some of these things just at the end, especially if it's a long-term project. I want to know early on, because we may need to make some adjustments to my budget. We may need to make some adjustments to the ad itself. We may need to rethink what the goal of the ad is, if any of these numbers are not lining up like we are hoping they do and that we plan they do. B is for value proposition, right? What is your USP, your unique selling point or proposition, however you want to say it? So what makes your offer stand out? Lots of people are running ads, big companies, small companies, medium-sized companies. And while we would love to think that we are just so unique and nobody does what we do, at this point, there's somebody who does something at least similar to what you do and who they're probably running an ad for. So you have to figure out what sets you apart in the market. What uniqueness can you lean into to make more people want to click on your ad and actually engage with it and go through the process and do whatever your call to action is. And you need to highlight that. You don't need to just know it for you. You actually need to tell your audience, this is why you need to come to me. So I did put an example here in my notes. So say, for instance, your product is the only eco-friendly option in your market, right? Emphasize the distinction to appeal to environmentally conscious consumers. Make sure that you say, hey, not only is this a great product, but it's eco-friendly. Because people who are caring about that will be like, oh yeah, that matters to me. Click, and it may make the difference, because you may not currently be able to compete, nickel for nickel, dime for dime with your competitor, but they may not have that eco part that matters to your target audience. And so they may choose to come with you, even if it's a little bit more pricey than to work with your competitor, who they may be selling something for less, but it's trash for the environment. So find what's unique about you. It could be that you're a woman-owned business. It could be that you are a minority-owned business. It could be that you're local. It could be that you offer a guarantee on their purchases. It could be that you are a mom as well as them being a mom. Like, you connect on some deeper level. Whatever it is, make sure you're sharing it with your audience so that you're able to really benefit from your unique selling point. And also be benefit focused. A lot of people, especially when their ads are about an event or a product, they often just tell you what's included. And it's great to know. I'm not saying it's not. I want to know what's included, but I want to know why this is going to benefit me, why this is going to change my life, why this is something I absolutely need to have. Because if I'm going to spend my hard-earned money on it, I need to know that it's going to make a humongous difference in my life. So make sure that the copy that you create, the graphics or the images that you utilize, the verbiage of the landing page, not just the ad that they're, the first picture ad or the first words they see, not just that, the whole process. Make sure that it is benefit focused. What are they going to get out of it? Not just what's included. So if you're selling a time-saving gadget, right, or a time-saving program for whatever reason, make sure that you emphasize how it cuts down on time and how it's more simple and it's easier to use, and what is the end result going to be for them. They're going to get their time back. They're going to not be frustrated. They're going to be able to use it for a long time. Make sure that you really just focus on those benefits and remember to share it. It's not enough for you just to know. Don't assume that they know. Make sure you put it in the verbiage, in the imagery that you put out. All right, E, engage with content creation. I was talking about that a moment ago, because most of your ads are not going to just be click this button. They're going to see something first, right? They're scrolling down their news feed, right? And they come across this cool video, or they come across this really cool graphic. They see a header that catches their eye and really calls them to attention. And then they click right to learn more, to buy whatever the case may be. They go to this landing page where they get more information, and they get testimonials, and they get behind the scenes pictures, and they get more videos. That is stuff that you have to create, right? That's the hard part. You can know all the stuff about how to run an ad, but if it's trash visuals and trash copies the wording, it's not going to do well. So make sure that you have compelling visuals and great copy that really resonates with not only just like the rational part of your target audience, but also the emotional, right? Talking about the value, talking about how it's going to change their life, and then give them the facts, because they still need to know how much is it going to cost. They need to know how they can enroll. They need to know that it works. So your testimonials, buyback guarantee, whatever the case may be, they still need the regular information as well. And then also, when you create this content, don't be afraid to A/B test it. You want to basically be constantly testing the different elements to see what's resonating best with your audience. So again, you may have the same, for lack of a better word, the same ad, but maybe one of them is a graphic based one, one's a video one. Maybe you try different colors, maybe you try different headlines, and see what works best. And once you figure out what works best, then you can put more money behind whatever's doing really, really well. That's just a really good rule of thumb to make sure you're testing out these ads. All right, R stands for ROI, right? That is your return on investment. We want to, again, know some more data. So we want to know cost management wise, right? What's your budget cap? So what is the max that you're willing to spend on this project? Making sure that whatever budget you have also connects with what platform you're using, because some ads are going to cost more to run on different platforms. And then prioritize ad spend on campaigns that yield the best results. So again, we're trying different versions. We may even be running ads for different things. Once we get the data, we'll make adjustments and really put all of our money behind the ads that are doing the best and yielding us the best results. Also, you want to optimize techniques by utilizing the data. I don't know how many times I got to say that. You need the data. You need the data, and you need the data. Excuse me. You need the data before you get started. All the data you can, because that'll lessen the trial and error that you're gonna have to go through, and then you're gonna have to be continuously looking at the data and then adjusting as needed as well. Okay. So, for example, if a video ad on Facebook is performing better than an image one, then you might want to increase the budget for the video version of it, and then refine your target audience criteria based on the data that you've gotten from the one that's doing really, really well, that video one. All right, T. T stands for technology and tools. Because I'm all about implementation, I do want to give you some tools that you can try out. By no means am I going to be able to list all of the tools out there. And there's one that I could not remember to save my life, and later I will share it with you guys, because it's absolutely amazing, but I just could not for the life of me remember what it was called. But I definitely encourage you to, even if, first of all, if somebody else is doing your ads for you, they'll probably tell you, not necessarily the name of the tool, but they'll tell you like how you're going to get reports if you need to log in, if you need to create an account someplace. They'll help you do all of that. If you're running them yourself, you may want to use one of these tools, because sometimes it makes it a little easier than going into like Meta and doing all the things. Just, it can be confusing in there. So here's some tools for you to leverage to help you when setting up your ad, and then some for actually analyzing the data that comes back and helps you refine your ad. So you got Google Ads, which offers campaign automation and vast targeting options to reach specific audiences on Google's network, including search, display, and YouTube. You can do Facebook Ad Manager, which provides tools for creating, managing, and analyzing campaigns on Facebook and Instagram. You gotta remember they all together now, featuring detailed targeting based on user behavior and preference. You got Google Analytics, which is a comprehensive analytical tool that tracks website traffic, user behavior, and ad performance to help you optimize your marketing efforts. And then you have Hootsuite, and you also have, let me just scroll down because I know I have two versions of it. And you have Ad Espresso by Hootsuite. So the regular Hootsuite, which is similar to Later.com, is a social media management platform that allows you to schedule posts. And Later.com does that part, but it doesn't do the rest. Well, it does help you engage with your followers, but it does not run social media ads. So if you wanted to run social media ads on the same platform that you schedule, Hootsuite's a great choice for that. MailChimp also goes beyond. Most people just use it for email marketing, but it offers features for creating ad campaigns on social media and Google with tools to measure the success of the campaigns, because you don't want just to put it out on a platform. You also want to be able to, like I said, get those reports and get the information to adjust. You have SEM Rush, which I believe I mentioned last week or the week before. It's a digital marketing suite that provides insights and data for SEO, PPC, which is pay-per-clicks, and content marketing strategies, including competitor analysis and ad keyword optimizations. And what I will say is, if you have any of these tools, then go ahead and use them to run your ads. If you don't, then figure out what's most affordable or utilize whatever platforms your ad specialist recommends. When it comes to creating the graphics for your ads, Canva is always going to be a great, affordable, or free, depending on which plan you have, to make sure that they're eye-catching graphics. CapCut right now is my favorite affordable video editing software, and that's going to help you really edit and refine your video content to make sure, that your sound is great, the visuals looks great. If you want to add captions, you can. If you want to add, stock video or photos and different things, just kind of to jazz it up, make it look more professional, CapCut's going to be a great tool for that. You can also utilize AI to help you with the copy, the wording of your campaign. So like ChatGPT or OpenAI, whichever one you want to call it. Copy AI, Write Sonic. There's one that I never can say. I think it's Rytl, but it's RYTR. You also have Zyro AI content generator. Those are just a few that are good for writing copy for ads. You also have HubSpot Marketing Hub, which integrates various marketing features, including automation, analytics, and ad management tools. Basically, just making it easier for you to run and measure your campaigns across multiple different platforms and channels. Also, if you already have ClickFunnels, stick with ClickFunnels. This tool helps users create sales funnels that convert visitors into customers. It also integrates with various advertising platforms to directly manage campaigns that drive traffic to the funnels. So if you are planning on doing like a lead magnet, you can actually put that into ClickFunnels, and then you can run your ads to those platforms. And ClickFunnels is really great of actually creating the funnel to make sure that people not only click initially, but then they go through and it'll increase your conversion rate, especially like I said, if you already have it, might as well use it. So those are just a few of the platforms or tools or software that I suggest. But again, look at what you already have, see if any of them do what you're trying to do. Because if you're doing Facebook and Instagram, you already have access to like the meta background that can do all the things and give you reports. But some of these tools are a little cooler. They can do multiple channels, they can do multiple platforms, they can give you better analytics. So have fun with that. All right, the I is for integration across multiple platforms. I've been talking about this. You may not just want to do one platform, you may want to do several. So if you do that, just make sure that you are able to keep up with the data, and you're able to still test, and you're able to be consistent with your branding and messaging across all of the platforms. I'm totally okay with saying stretch wide and far, but just make sure that you can still monitor effectively, and keep your eye on all of these different channels, preferably with one tool versus many, because the more tools you have to use, the harder it's going to be to be consistent and stay on top of things. And we're not trying to waste money. Okay? At least I'm not. All right, the S is for can't talk today. Strategic scaling. Um, so you've created that um, the first ad, right? You've done your A/B testing. You love it. You've monitored it. You've made adjustments. Now you can expand, right? You can increase the budget. You can increase the budget. You can add more. So you can add more money behind it. You can add it to more channels and see how well it does on different platforms, and scale it up. Especially once you know something works, especially if it's a long term, maybe it's your lead magnet, and then yeah, figure out it works. You're like, yes, I'm getting the right target audience. They're converting. Of course, you have to put more money behind it, put it on more platforms, and of course that'll increase your overall sales, which is the whole goal of all of this. Um, Something else you need to think about is your long term planning. Um, Once you're testing things, think about um, adapting more, trying new things, and also having like a clear roadmap to what is this leading to, right? What are the milestones of the project? What How can you utilize this information to make future campaigns, so that you don't have to start from the very beginning on the next several ads. So you want to make sure that you're really thinking, projecting out and saying, okay, this really worked well. This target audience, this type of media, this type of headline, these platforms, this budget. And so when you go to do the next one, you're not saying, okay, who's my target audience? Or, what type of header should I have? Or what should be my call to action? And, what you're starting back over saying, okay, well, what is my goal? It's like you should have now even more data to make the next trip around with your ads even more seamless, so that you're not spending as much time testing in the very beginning and you're able to make some bigger moves quicker. All right, the E is for engagement and interaction. So make sure you're community building, right? Encourage people through your ad to interact, right? Comment below. Um, don't be afraid to ask them to do something, because they may watch like your video and then say nothing. The more interaction you have on the ad, the more that platform will push it out, because it's like, oh, people are really engaging with this. Let me, excuse me, let me push it to more people. And also, if they're engaging on it, like for instance, it's a Facebook ad, and they're commenting, make sure you're responding to those comments as much as you can and as quickly as you can. That will also increase how many people get to see it. Also, encourage them to share the ad. Share the ad. You share the ad, because all engagement is good engagement. And then a feedback loop. Implement mechanisms to gather feedback directly from the social media interactions that you are gathering. You want to know, are people liking it? Do they have questions? Because that goes into the next version of that ad, where maybe you have a FAQ, maybe you can touch on some of the things that they're asking. One of my clients just did some ads, and people kept constantly asking where the event was taking place. And it's like, first of all, it was already there, but if it wasn't, she could have just put in the next version that it was a virtual event. And like if you do an early bird, you can tell them, hey, early bird is now, take action now. Now, a few bonuses that did not fit into the framework, right? The advertised framework. Um, Make sure you're doing ad compliance, being ad compliant and looking at the regulations. There are certain words and things that you cannot say, and then there are also things that just don't typically work well. So per platform, make sure you're looking at that and adhering to it, because they will deny your ad. It will not do well, and you're wasting time, energy, and money. Make sure you're being creative and experimenting. We kind of talked about that. Try different things, see what resonates best with your audience. Again, make sure you're community building and community engagement. So make sure that you're actually engaging with the ads you're putting out. You're encouraging others to engage with the content, and you're being, you're being genuine, you're being authentic in it. I personally don't like the automated responses. I feel like yuck. But sometimes if it's a really high volume, it helps because at least everybody's gonna get a response. But even with that, go in and give some personalized ones. And just remember, you can retarget, you can start over, you can adjust, and you should adjust as often that makes sense for what you got going on. Now I'm gonna leave my notes for a second, and yeah, I want to allow some time for questions just in case any of you have it. I'm going to glance at the different platforms because I don't think I said it earlier, but if you're in our private community, you might be like, oh, it's weird. Like it looks different than usual. And that's because Facebook has decided that they don't want to allow third parties to broadcast straight into Facebook groups, which is crazy that not groups, but they still do profiles, they still do pages. So I want to make sure that I'm getting any questions that you guys may have. And as always, if you're watching the replay, know that I will come back even, days from now. It'll notify me and I will respond to your questions or comments on the post. So I'm just looking through. Give me a second to make sure there's no questions. And then we'll wrap it up for the day. I didn't do too bad. 40 some odd minutes. And if I didn't see for some reason your question, forgive me. I'm trying to go through as quickly as possible on the different platforms. We have a lot of places that these go. So just bear with me for a moment. Okay. LinkedIn, I think y'all will have to be okay for a second because if I hit it, I think it makes noise. Let's see, are we on YouTube too? We are on YouTube. Doing it this way, I feel like we're on more platforms than we were earlier. And usually it tells me the comments and the questions, but like I said, I'm not sure because of how I'm broadcasting. I'm not sure if it gets everyone. And if you're not on our YouTube, y'all better come hang out with us on YouTube. We actually not only have the lives on our YouTube channel, but we also have the video version of our podcast. It's called the iRock Business with Confidence podcast. Season 3 dropped a couple of weeks ago. So every single Friday, we have a new episode there for you. And let me see if I can put this in the comments. Yes, so it should. There we go. It should be appearing on your screen now. The link, but definitely check out our YouTube channel. I actually plan on, once it gets a little warmer and I get a little more energy, I plan on doing some additional just trainings for you guys there because I like to talk for a little bit, and so I want to be able to do more than our Monday night trainings there. So definitely check it out. Subscribe. Comment, especially on the podcast, because I want to know, what other types of individuals you want me to bring on, because we actually have experts that come and share implementational, there we go, insights based on their area of expertise. So definitely check it out. Let me see who was, I think the last one was Tiara Nicole Riley. She's absolutely amazing. She's a life coach, so she was on last week. We also had a nonprofit startup and funding specialist that came on. That's Tiffany Allen. She was on, I think, 2 weeks ago. So you definitely can check it out. And then there's some older episodes as well. So definitely feel free to subscribe to that because we want you to check it out. There's also an audio version, so you can definitely check out the podcast if you like to listen to it on audio versus visual. It's available as well. But with that being said, guys, I am going to let you all go. Have a great rest of your week. Make it great. Make it profitable. Make those sales do what you got to do. And I will see you guys next time. In the journey of entrepreneurship, success is often about having the right guidance and tools at your fingertips. Welcome to iRock Marketable Business Solutions, your compass to business excellence. We understand that as a service-based small business owner, your path to success is unique. That's why iRock offers a wide range of coaching and consulting services tailored to your needs. Imagine gaining the knowledge you need from the comfort of your own home. Explore our quick on-demand webinars, courses, and toolkits designed to accelerate your business growth. But we go beyond that. Join our vibrant community in our group coaching programs, or experience personalized guidance with our one-on-one coaching and consulting services. At iRock, every program comes with incredible bonuses. These bonuses are designed to support you on your journey, helping you bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Some of our bonuses include expert speaker sessions, group Q&A calls, guides, checklists, scripts, and more. Ready to supercharge your business journey? Explore our coaching and consulting services. Get the guidance and tools you need to reach your goals. Empower your business with iRock Marketable Business Solutions. Are you a service-based small business owner, juggling multiple roles and constantly racing against the clock? Make iRock Marketable Business Solution your trusted business partner in achieving business success. We understand the unique challenges you face in managing your business. That's why we offer a range of virtual assistant services tailored just for you. Our virtual assistants are skilled, dedicated, and ready to lighten your workload. Imagine having a partner who can handle your social media management, data entry, and travel plans. Picture a team that creates engaging video content for your audience. Think about never worrying about administrative tasks again. With iRock, you don't just save time, you gain peace of mind. Our virtual assistants are like an extension of your business, allowing you to focus on what you do best. Join the countless small business owners who have elevated their businesses with our VA services. Ready to take the next step towards business success? Discover how we can make your business journey smoother. Unlock the full potential of your business with iRock Marketable Business Solutions.